change. I accept the transformative nature of change. I honor the inevitability of change. Life is a process of constant transformation, and I am learning to flow with what happens in my world. When I let go of my resistance to change, I find that often something better comes along. I ride change like a roller coaster, even with its ups and downs, knowing it all works out if I don't resist. The improvements that come with change are a welcome gift. Just because I accept change doesn't mean I am destined to never have stability. On the contrary, my life is grounded and enduring. So I think that's a good way to kind of look at it in terms of change comes. It's going to come no matter what. It's how we deal with it, how we accept it. So how do you guys work with change?
Well, I love this affirmation. I think this is a great one because, you learn over and over again, if you trust in the process, things do work out, and they might not work out the way you wanted them to, or they might not work out the way you expected them to, but it's so much better if you can just kind of go with it, and it doesn't mean that you're powerless, because you're still making decisions along the way. But yeah, I think it's really this is a great prescription for going through life without heavy anxiety and fear and reluctance and whatever. This is a great one. Yeah.
Having resistance to change can be destructive.
Yeah.
And so if you can envelop yourself in the changes, in the scenarios that are going on, and not get into a judgment space about it, and just accept life as it is, it's a lot easier and more fun.
Definitely more fun.
And you do have choices, even in every step of that process. So things happen, but you have a choice of how you deal with it. And I think that's, one of the biggest ones is it's inevitable. Change is inevitable. Things might happen that you don't necessarily like and you can't control at the moment. But if you resist them mightily, you're going to, as Dean says, have some challenges and problems along the way. So
to make change is like I hear, how people are really uncomfortable with change. And I just don't understand that for myself, because I thrive on change. Like if things stay the same for too long, like for instance, I've lived in this area for almost 8 years now. And I'm really ready for change.
You're ready to move on to another country.
Yeah, I mean, this is really a long time. And I'm really, really ready for change, but I'm not just going to throw everything off and go off and, I'm going to think about what I want to do next. But I really thrive on it. I love change. I love the new things and to, learning new ways to adjust and all of that. I think it's great, because I feel like I'm alive and I'm not challenged, but I'm forced to change myself, and I love that, to keep growing and learning new things. I look at it kind of like I don't get rid of the good stuff. I keep all the good stuff, and then I just add more to it, through change.
I love it. It's great. Goose.
I feel that change is very tied to nostalgia, the resistance to change. And it's like remembering either a situation, a person that is long gone. I feel that's when it's hard to embrace the change. If nostalgia is there, it's harder.
Right. We have a sort of
Yeah.
a gentle attachment to the way things have been. And it's if it's being sort of comforting, and then, oh, there's a new thing now, what do I have to do? It rocks your boat, and then you got to rise. Yeah.
I was just going to say change also, I mean, it's a CH word, you know, like challenges, but it also brings, it's opening doors. It's like presents opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise be aware of or know,
Right.
you know, whether it's your own ability to overcome those changes or responses or relationships you make or situations you just find yourself in that you wouldn't have been at. You wouldn't be exposed to to the opportunities that come with the challenges. So it's like traveling. I was thinking of you going to Thailand, but that's, yeah, that's traveling is a great way to embrace changes, you know, seeing other cultures and know that there's other ways of being, and it's good.
I have a situation where I am changing all the time. And right now I'm in one of those tremor modes. But it still opens up the world to me in different ways than I would if I didn't have that. And I'm learning a lot more about molecular and neurological reality of the body by studying what I'm feeling and what I'm being. For those of you who don't know, I have Parkinson's disease. But I rejoice in what beauty it has shown me of what the human is and what spirit is. So thank you for letting me speak.
And I have to say that and when I was much younger in college, my parents made me transfer from my beloved college because they disapproved of my boyfriend, who was Jewish. And so they made me move, and it was just a big, long process. And even though, and I didn't know any of these principles then, so I resisted it mightily, and I cried every day for a year, and it was terrible. This thing that my parents had done for what I would say their prejudices and that sort of thing. But when I finally just accepted that this was what was happening, and I kind of went on with my life through this and that, and eventually I met this guy. And so if I had resisted change, that particular change my parents were forcing on me, and I had went ahead and married this guy, the other guy, I wouldn't have had this blessed life that I have, because that particular change, as tragic as it was for my young life, it was actually the right thing for me ultimately, because I needed to meet Dean, and I needed to find this, I needed to marry him and build a life with him and have our dreams happen and do what we've done, which has been pretty incredible all along. But again, I could have missed that opportunity if I had taken what I would have called the high road, and I'm going to resist it, and I'm going to do what I think is right at my young age. So anyway, that was it took me a while. I didn't even learn that lesson until many years later, and then I kind of started to put it together. But that was just one example of change happening that I didn't like, I disapproved of, I judged, but eventually I did not resist it, and I followed and continued with my life. So I don't know whether experiences have you all had where change has come in and been a good thing.
Well, I moved to a new country.
You did.
And it was a big change. But yeah, like you were saying, it was worth it to to embrace the new opportunities.
Well, we're sure glad you moved to this country, Agustina, and have become a part of our lives. So,
My beloved soulmate got Alzheimer's disease. So I saw him through to his death, and it was it was really painful, but it was a beautiful experience that really helped me grow spiritually. So it's not a change that I asked for at all. I was kind of dragged kicking and screaming, but it really came out beautifully in the end. I feel very grateful.
Yeah,
we all get something that causes big transformations in our lives. So learning to how we react to it, of course, is how it can benefit us or be a detriment to us. So, yeah.
Again, it's that taking responsibility that you get the goodies when you take responsibility. And the changes, so often I've played a part in it. If I look carefully, it's not a victimization. I stepped into it, or I generated it, or some such thing. And I know when you were reading this, I saw myself as part of a portrait, a moving, painting that was being painted, but I'm a part of the painting. And if I stop and lock up, I'm not a part of the painting in a beautiful way. But if I anchor into who I really am and then just flow, because this is about flow, it can turn out so beautifully. And I think that's the thing with change, is we have a part in the painting, and we can make it the most beautiful painting. But if we lock up, yeah, so thank you.
I also wanted to say that I feel that knowing both of you, Dean and Dudley, how you are, it's like no matter what change comes your way, you're always grateful for something in that situation, and that's something I really admire from both of you.
I have great gratitude for all of you for coming today and for showing up this year. It's been really fun.